Not just with voices, but with opinions. Distractions, notifications, obligations, and the endless clamor of the average mindset. Most people live in the noise. They wake up to noise. They make decisions based on noise. They measure their worth in the eyes of other people screaming for attention. In a world drowning in ego. But the ones who rise, the ones who build greatness, the ones who forge purpose, they are not guided by the volume of the world. They are guided by the silence within. Every empire ever built, be it of gold, steel, or legacy, began not in chaos, but in stillness. In a moment when a man or woman turned away from the world and looked inward. They turned down the voices telling them to conform. They silenced the noise of doubt and fear. And in that silence, they saw something the noisy world could never give them. Clarity. Thomas Edison didn't invent the light bulb in a crowded room full of applause. He did it in a silent lab filled with failure. 1,000 attempts. 1,000 nights of darkness before one small spark finally glowed. Henry Ford didn't build the automobile while listening to critics. He built it while listening to a vision that only made sense to him and no one else. While the world said it couldn't be done, he listened to the silence of his own conviction and went to work. You see, success does not shout. It whispers. It waits to see who's really listening. Who's willing to disconnect from the noise long enough to hear what their soul has been trying to say for years. But most people never get there. Not because they can't, but because they won't be quiet long enough to face themselves. The truth is uncomfortable. That's why people scroll. That's why they binge. That's why they drown in gossip and distraction and endless talking. Because in silence, the truth becomes loud. And the truth is, you're either becoming who you were born to be, or you're running from it. But if you want to build something real, if you want to lead your own life instead of renting space in someone else's version of it, then you must start in silence. Silence is the forge of self-mastery. It is where belief is born. Where the blurry fragments of a dream begin to sharpen into vision. It's in the silence that you see your weaknesses clearly. It's in the silence that you remember your reasons. And it's in the silence that you find the discipline to stand alone. When necessary. You will never develop world-class belief if you're constantly looking around to see what everyone else believes. You will never develop vision if your eyes are always focused on someone else's lane. You will never hear your purpose if you never stop long enough to listen. That's the paradox of our age. We have more information than ever. Yet fewer people know who they are. Because information without introspection is just noise. Motion without meaning is just business. And success without silence. It's not success, it's a performance.